Good morning, children of God. Good morning. First Sunday in March. Yay. So, question. Is it a lion or is it a lamb? And I suspect it depends on where you are. Right? And regardless, the truth you speak has no past and no future. It is. And that's all it needs to be. Just is. That feels good for me. I don't know why, it just does. So good to have you all with us this morning. Let's stand and join together and sing In the Silence.
In the silence, there is a sacred place, a secret meeting place. Love is there. In the silence, where every color blends and every rainbow ends, God is there. In the light, now you find that you know peace of mind. In the silence, your path is paved in gold, and all your dreams are told. Love is there. Peace is there. Truth is there. God is there.
O loving Father, Mother God, we acknowledge your presence, moving in and through us in this moment. Peace is here. Love is here. This day we choose to be open, receptive, and responsive to your instruction and to your guidance. This day we are grateful to come together to worship, to sing, and to pray in the name, in the nature, and in the power of the Christ. Amen.
Amen. Today's daily word is release, and this morning Terry will read our daily word for us.
Good morning. Release. I am ready to create a new day. At any time, I can release hurt or disappointment from the past. Although I cannot change what happened yesterday, I can create a new today. I turn within to pray, and I connect with the Christ of my being, the inner light that guides me. I am ready to forgive, ready to release what was or could have been, and accept what is. I do not restrict the blessings that are unfolding in my life by harboring grudges or resentment. I recognize and accept the blessings that are mine to experience. I open myself to a new day and a new way of being. The Christ within shows me the way to a new and beautiful life, which I am ready and willing to receive. If I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and will take you to myself, so that where I am, there you may be also. John 14:3.
Thank you, Janet, wherever you are. Each of us works where we need to be, and that's a fact. Understanding who we are and how we work, and just enjoying life as it comes up, is an important part of who we are. And the more we affirm and acknowledge who we are, the more opportunity we have to express that in our world. Let's take our affirmation together. I am a child of the living God. I have within me the all-creating power of the Christ. It radiates from me and blesses all whom I contact. I am now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I am. Let's just sit, rest, and join with Stephen. I am. Having spoken these words of the truth of us, gently, easily, and effortlessly, we now move to that place in consciousness that Jesus called our inner closet, our secret place. It is that place within you where you go for comfort, for peace, for assurance. Charles Fillmore said for him, that place was right behind his heart. I like that picture. For each of us, it is a place of knowing. And here this morning, as we have quieted our bodies, now we rest in mind. We allow those thoughts and feelings of what I have yet to do this day to be gently set aside. Those thoughts and feelings of what I have not yet done to be gently dissipated. And here in the stillness, in the silence, we affirm our oneness. This day, in this moment, as I rest, I listen. For in my prayers, I ask. Here in the stillness, in the silence, answers come. This day, all my needs are met. In this moment, all my needs are met. I reach out and claim these gifts that come to me. This day, I immerse myself in them, for I know they come to me wrapped in love. Each and every cell of my being responds. I am lifted up. This day, I affirm I am a channel through which good flows into my world. From me, through me. Beginning here and now in this place. Freely I send that which I have received, for in truth there is no lack nor limitation. And the ideas that come to me, I loose and let go, knowing that they begin this flow in this place, joining with other thought of like mind. Growing in strength, touching each and every one of God's children. In this moment, I am blessed. The thought continues and moves from this place into our community, wherever that may be, touching each and every one of God's children. I am blessed. Across our state, across our country, touching each and every one of God's children. I am blessed. Around our world, and knowing regardless of the appearance, in this moment, I am there. Regardless of appearance, peace is there. Across our universe, touching each and every one of God's children, I am blessed. Knowing the truth of us, that we are never separate one from the other. We know that in this moment, somewhere, somewhen, someone is saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. The gifts that have come from you this day are greatly and gratefully received. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that gratitude swells up and returns to you. The circle is complete. This day, in this moment, I breathe it. I live it. I rest for one holy moment. knowing there is more yet for me to do this day, holding to this experience, we gently and easily bring our attention back to this place, to this now. And from our heart, we join together and pray as Jesus, our elder brother, has taught us when he said, "As for you, pray therefore in this manner." Throughout history, teachers have been saying that the truth resides here, inside. And yet, even today, if you were to ask somebody, "How are you doing today?" what's the first they're going to check? The weather, the stock market, the oil level in their car. I don't know. Their body, check it out. How's it doing for you today? And 99 times out of 100, yeah, so far so good, he said, raising his hand. Because we all fall into that trap, don't we? We live our life based on reaction rather than response. And we're learning how to respond. I was playing this week with some thoughts about the Lord's Prayer, which we just sang. Jesus never said, "Speak these words." Now, this is one you got to play with. He never said, "Speak these words." He said, "Pray in this manner." The manner is acknowledging first what? The presence of God. See, that lesson shows up elsewhere too. We worry about all this stuff out here, and we forget to start there. Where we need to start is remembering who we are. Remember our oneness. We go with our God. That's the truth of who we are. And then we can take the next step. What would your world look like when, notice I did not say if, when you get a handle on that and begin from that place? I got to tell you, this experience I've been going through the last couple of months has just been absolutely fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. To realize, really know how much power you have over this body temple. You control, if you wish. Notice the key word being if you wish. Every beat of your heart, you control it. You control every transfer of information, let's put it that way, between the cells of your body to other cells in your body. And sometimes they get it, and sometimes they go, nah, I haven't taken a break. And that's when you need to go into prayer, for me, and say, wait a minute, I get it that from out here something has occurred with which you are unfamiliar. Body temple. It's okay. Because regardless of the appearance, I am there. So from the smallest cell to the largest organ, the truth remains. We are one. We work together. Every part of us works together. And it's kind of a paradigm I'm still playing with, is the notion of trying to teach my body, consciously teach my body how to unconsciously behave. It just sounds wrong, you know. But if you think about it, that's how we learn. We learn to walk and talk, and then we just start doing it. And I can remember as a parent thinking, oh, it'll be so nice when the kids learn how to talk. And for the next 30 years went, are they ever going to shut up? No. All right? And we've all gone through that, haven't we? It's the same thing. What's going on out here is going on from within. And this is the whole point, is to learn how to recognize that what's showing up out here began from in here. Right? There's just so much stuff going on. There's so much information that comes to us that we have to sometimes just sit down and rest. And it's why prayer and meditation is so important. Just to get yourself centered, to begin that process of recognizing our Father in every activity. And that then begins the prayer for what's next. This day, all my needs are met. What more is there than right here, right now? We've been playing a lot with the thoughts I held on, and we do this a lot, particularly in New Thought, is the whole notion of thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. Yes? Question: when do they produce them? Now, Monday's thoughts were Monday's thoughts. Today's Sunday. All the thoughts today are Sunday thoughts. And I can change them that quickly or not, and I can hold on to them as I go along, and we do, which then brings to what shows up in our world. But we have the capability, when we come from within out, to change that thought process and pattern so that the thoughts I hold today produce a different result than yesterday. But I recognize that it's right now. When does healing take place? Right now. And yet, we fall into this one. Anybody who's been to the doctor in the last little bit? Within a few days, you'll begin to feel better. And we say, thank you. I say, why wait? Why are you waiting for a few days to feel better? Our teachers didn't wait, by the way. They felt better now. We did our healing work now and in the moment. We don't wait. We don't need to wait. We can, but that's holding that thought. And that's going back into response. I'm responding to what's showing up in my world as opposed to working from within out. Before service started this morning, I was talking with someone about a book that they read, and I said, in Unity, you can kind of tell how long a person's been in the movement by who they reference in their book. For instance, Eric Butterworth, author from the 60s, talks a lot about Emmett Fox. Emmett Fox talks a lot about Charles Fillmore. And or Phineas Quimby, who, if you haven't read his stuff and want to be totally blown away, you can find him online. This was a guy so far ahead of his time that he was in outer space. But he brought some ideas that we're still working with. His notion, part of his notion was that everything is science-based. That Jesus' message to the world was a scientific message. If you care to portray it that way. No, I just went, yay, Phineas. And he was a physician, amongst other things, and a healer. And he talked a lot about the process. And in essence, he set in motion for me the thought that I can be a facilitator for my own healing and for the healing of others. And so for those of you who are involved in energy work here, whether it be healing from the heart, which is a Reiki clinic on Tuesday nights, or whether it's the sacred healing meditation, which is a chakra cleansing, for lack of a better term, process that we work with on Saturdays, or whether it's on Wednesday where you join us in silent prayer, or here on Sunday where we work in prayer. That's healing energy by definition. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And all those who feel comfortable, and I use that word on purpose, to say, pray with me, benefit. And so do I, in it. Because when I learn how to pray with someone, I can look past the appearance and go directly to source. One of the things that, and it's just a Rob piece, and I give it to you for what it's worth, I honestly believe that when Jesus did healing work, he never saw the individual as they saw themselves or as the world saw them. I believe he saw them as they really are, the essence of their being. He saw them at the core of who they are and talked to that core, communicated with that core. And your core doesn't have any choice. It responds. Why? Because we're all one. So it says, okay, let's go with this. Let me resonate with you. And the result of that resonating force, if you will, is what? Perfection. And then we play with this one. If you were one of those who was healed in the moment, how are you doing today? The reason I ask that is, the truth of you is that in the moment you're perfect. That's who you are. But what you demonstrate, what you show your world is what? What I hold in mind. So I'm still holding this picture, this out-picturing that I bought into. It's not the truth of who I am, but it's my experience, and it is my current reality. And I can choose to change that when I begin to shift my thinking and start coming from the within out. Start shifting the direction. Doesn't matter what's going on here at all. What's going on in here, and how do I put it out there? I heard a great question this morning on TV, which is really kind of interesting. With all the challenges of the world, tell me, sir, what can we really do? Great question. What can you really do? Try this on. We did it already, but let's work some more with it. Here's the truth. Here's what you can really do. Hold this truth. Regardless of the appearance, I am there. Regardless of the appearance, peace is there. Regardless of the appearance, love is there. And I just have to hold that thought. That's what I can really do. Now, of course, that isn't what the guy on the television wants to hear. And that's okay. Because each of us is where we need to be in the moment. I've been asking on a regular basis about, on Wednesdays as well here on Sunday, is if you have a question that comes to mind, feel free to write it on one of the prayer slips, put it in the offering basket, and let me begin that process of answering that question. Keeping in mind that the answer I give you or give out is mine. And it may not be the one you want. Just say it. Okay. Because it'll come from the thoughts that I hold. And there's a lot of different levels of the thoughts that go with it. Didn't have to travel too far. This is so much fun. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I have left everything I know. Watch this. I have left everything I know. I am here now. Why? Why here? Isn't that fun? And so there's a lot of different levels with that. When you're talking about why, as in why here is in this building, in this city, in this time, in this place. So there's a lot of different levels. And the first thought that came to me is the one that we use every week. Thank you for coming. You bless us with your presence. So the answer to that is, why are you here? To bless me. Thank you. Why here? Why now? To bless me. And that goes to me as you. That your very presence blesses. Your very presence changes us collectively. And when you begin your process and begin to heal you, you heal me. And everybody else. How do I know that? Because there is only one mind. One. And so when an error in thinking of any part of the one is corrected, the whole is corrected. And the error thinking changes and goes away, dissipates. Unless I care to hold on to it because that's who I am today. Ta-da! And then, so another appearance shows up in my world that I get to work on again. And I had somebody the other day tell me, that sounds like one of those forever gigs. Yeah. 70 to the 77th, yes? How long shall I pray for my brother? And Rob's answer is, until he gets it right? No. Oh, until I get it right. In other words, it's that continuing process. One step after the other, after the other. Each step moving me towards learning how to express the truth of who I am. For those of you who walk and talk unconsciously, God bless you. I can't tell you how hard that work is to do it consciously. On the one hand. On the other hand, the learning process that goes with it has been fascinating because it then leads to other things. Parts of what we'd heard before. Before you call, I will answer. Okay? You like that one? I always thought that was kind of fun. And what that means for me is that the answers that you need to any question that you will have, the answer is already there, but, there's a but there, or however, pick one, you have to be open to it and be willing to accept it, whatever the answer looks like, and walk in it. I'm so thankful for TED, which is Theater, Education, Design, I think is what the three stand for. They've been they were in Monterey for years and years and years and years. There are now chapters all over. They basically, scientists, educators, teachers, artists give missives 15 to 30 minutes about a given subject. And the one that I needed to hear years before I ever needed to use it was from a neurophysical scientist, who went through a stroke and described it in detail And included in that story how the brain, and she studies that kind of stuff, knows how to reroute all the signals in and out, if you're willing to do it. So when this occurred to me, there wasn't any fear. There's no fear because I had a message that to reroute is possible. So even those around me who love me say, you understand that parts of you could be damaged. Well, that's known for a long time. And or dead, and that's a little newer. That's an outside thing. See? So I didn't go there. I came back inside and said, wait a minute, Rob, you have already heard how to heal you. Now, do you want to do it yes or no? Now watch this. There is no gray here. It's yes or no. Yes. And so I continue the yes. When the no comes, there'll be a different kind of celebration in this room. Right? It's just the way it is. Because see, the truth just is. That's living from within out. Is knowing the truth of who you are. Knowing that you have the capability to do this. You are the builders of this body temple. The thoughts you hold in mind, the thoughts you change the outcome. If there's a question about how to do that, let me humbly suggest begin it this way. It's the message that Jesus brought us. Love one another, even as I love you. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish up this morning this way. Hold a picture. The picture I want you to hold in mind right now is the picture of who you are in this moment, warts and all. In this moment. Got the picture? To that picture, say, breathe into the heart. I love you. Together? I love you. To that picture, breathe into the heart. I bless you. Together? I bless you. Breathe into your heart. I appreciate you. Together? I appreciate you. Now, deep breath. Exhale. In this moment, I behold the Christ. Together? I behold the Christ. As you do that and say that and hold that thought, you are living in that moment from within out. And for that, I thank you. Namaste.
Thank you for listening. Please feel free to pass this message along to your friends and family. You can obtain additional audio tapes or CDs by visiting our website or by calling our office at 541-772-6902. We invite you to join us in prayer. We know that prayer works, and now you can send your prayer request to our prayer team here at Christ Unity Church by using the form on our website. The activities, programs, and services of this ministry are presented on a love offering basis. All gifts, regardless of size, are gratefully accepted. You may participate either by sending your gift to Christ Unity Church, 540 North Holly Street, Medford, Oregon, 97501, or by visiting us on the internet at www.unitymedford.org.